What's up guys, MrVerry here, and today I'm going to be showing you the Orc Fort in the northwest corner of the Zao Steppe, which contains a Tome of Knowledge for those of you trying to collect those. As I've mentioned in previous videos, those can be used for several quests in Zao, and I just want to check down this hole real quick. Oh cool, another Lancer Beetle cave it would appear. So there's also a Lancer Beetle cave. That's not what we're doing right now though. Um, right now we are going to go check out the Orc Fort. Now, the beginning of it is pretty easy. Really kind of for low level characters. As we get a little deeper, you will see the areas that I personally think are pretty good hunting spots for I don't know, level 80 plus, I suppose. There's a lot of warlords, as well as dragon lords, and, orc berserkers, orc leaders, and it's most likely less hunted in than Orc Fort, although I don't think many people hunt at the Orc Fort in Venor nowadays either. Um, I'm not exactly Mr. Current Events, but I try to be. I try to keep up with stuff and see what you guys are into and what you aren't into. And as you can see, once we get up to this floor, as I was saying, once we get to this floor, we do run into some Orc Berserkers, and unfortunately I was cut off. I actually accidentally uh, stopped my recording. So then you have to Exani her up, and then we need to move this way to get further in to this Orc Fort. And so you're gonna want to pick up orcish gear and shamanic hoods, or I believe that's what they're called, stuff like that. Obviously, it is worth a good amount of money and is very light. So anything like that, you guys will want to pick up. And we run into an orc berserker, and here is how you actually get into the fort. And you can see at first we're basically just rushed by a bunch of orc berserkers and or a bunch of orc warriors and a bunch of normal orcs. So, pretty simple at first. Obviously, it gets a little harder as we progress. You can see, I'm going to go up just to show you guys what's up here. So, we see on this next floor, it's pretty much all orc berserkers and an orc leader and an orc shaman. And at the top of this floor, we have a single berserker. And now we're going to head over to the east here and take out this floor. And I realize that for those of you who don't know orcs, or for those of you who do know who would criticize me on this, orcs are not weak to ice, guys. I'm just using ice because it's easier for me than running all the way to Adron to pick up a couple stone showers for a very small hunt. But for those of you who are looking to deal the most damage, you definitely want to go to Adron to pick those up. And let's see. Hold on, I want to see something actually. Okay, so you can't throw avalanches over there, which would have been really cool. That would be awesome if you could stand away from them as a mage or a paladin and, just pelt them and then go collect the loot when you're done with them. But that doesn't seem to be the case. So we're going to go to the real part of the fort. The upstairs is actually pretty tame compared to the downstairs. Ooh, that sounded a little perverted. But we're going to keep heading down so I can show you guys what I am talking about. And so I can show you guys where the warlords are located, along with the Tome of Knowledge. And I did not mean to do that. That was a little mistake on my part. And so we very easily dispatch of the berserkers, but This is certainly a good hunting area for a lot of you. Berserkers drop halberds very frequently, which are 400 gold. And while it doesn't seem like much for those of you who do want to make a loot bag and see how much you can make in a hunt, you know that that's actually, worth doing. And we see there's a pretty good amount of shamans. And we're going to get to the warlord section here shortly, as well as the area where I'm going to be able to show you where the Tome of Knowledge is. So we see a single warlord here. Obviously, not much of a threat, and he drops an orc tooth and an orc leather. And orc teeth are one of the best things you can pick up. And we see the chest here, and it is empty for me. That is where a Tome of Knowledge is located, guys, so you definitely want to check that out. And of course, we know that warlords drop dragon hammers. They drop crusader helmets, stealth rings. They drop a variety of things that are worth a decent amount of money. And we see another warlord here, and so you can see that in the path that I'm currently going on, there are several warlords, making it pretty appealing for those of you who specifically want to go after warlords, as there are quite a few here. And we see a room of orc leaders with a shaman. And we check their carcasses, but we don't find much of anything. And we see another orc warlord, so you can see just how many there are in what is a pretty small area. And as a paladin, it's really nice to hunt warlords too. You can see that he just dropped 14 throwing stars. And while throwing stars don't hit the hardest, and they do break, pretty easily, are they worth picking up and using so you can save some ammo? Yeah, I would definitely say so. And we see another warlord and another leader here. Definitely a really underrated area. And like I said, there's never people here, guys, so totally worth going to. Of course, with the release of this video in some worlds, I would expect a slight spike in people hunting here, but, not crazy. And another thing that's nice is the leaders drop throwing knives, and the I'm sorry guys, the Berserkers drop hunting spears, so that's good for paladins. And I almost forgot, there are high-class lizards here as well. Not a huge amount, but there's a decent amount mixed in with the orcs. And you can see that I've found them here. And there's going to be several more coming up. And I believe there's only one Zao gun here. And in my previous video in the Muggy Plains, I kind of explained that Zao guns are the assholes of lizards, for the simple fact that they just don't really drop that great of loot for their difficulty. Nor do they give as much experience as I really think they should for their difficulty. So we see I get 4 throwing knives out of that single leader. And we see yet another warlord dropping 13 throwing stars. So you can see that if you have the proper healing supplies, this is really a great area for paladins. I actually leveled up my paladin here for quite a while, and I enjoyed it. Definitely good experience per hour. There's certainly no lack of creatures, and there's hardly ever people here. So I use a great, or not a great energy wave, a energy wave, sorry guys, and drop the warlord. And I believe there's a couple more lizards here. Yep, here is the Zao gun, the only Zao gun in the place, if I'm not mistaken. And he's accompanied by a legionnaire, who we are going to take out as quickly as possible. And we do that pretty easily. So you can see that it's nice that there's the inclusion of the lizards here to kind of break up the monotony of orcs. And you can also close these once you do clear it once, so that you can only let one through at a time if you are a knight hunting here, which I think is a pretty big convenience factor. And I've shown the path where there's like strictly warlords pretty much, along with the lizards. And to the north here, we are going to run into a couple dragon lords. But first, some more warlords. So yeah, in my opinion, definitely an underrated area, and definitely an area worth checking out for you guys. So we make it to the treasure room, where we run into our first uh, Dragon Lord, and we see a Warlord to the north. And of course, you don't have to get both of them on you at once. Obviously, I kind of ran ahead, so the Dragon Lord the Warlord ran out and started attacking me. And we can see a small treasure room to the left. Obviously, you can't get into it, and there's nothing really nice there anyway. It's just for show. And some more Orc Berserkers and Orc Shamans. Nothing really too hardcore here. And we finish these off with a simple explosion. And I don't even know why I'm picking stuff up here. There's really not a need for me to pick this stuff up except for the rares. I'm really just here because I wanted to show you guys this area because I think it's a really, really underrated area, and I think it's pretty cool. So I definitely wanted you guys to see it. And to the north is another room filled with Berserkers. And we haven't done the room to the southeast here, which is a room of leaders. Actually just two, but hey. And I've got one more room to show, and that'll conclude this video. And you just need basic Zao access to get here, for those of you who are curious. Nothing special, so just about anyone can come here, so long as you've completed like the first mission or two of the New Frontier quest. But that'll do it for this video. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like, comment on this video, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already and you enjoy the content I produce. Thanks for watching, guys.